So, good morning. Is it morning? It is still morning. I've just logged in and I have seen that the powered lift rating is now available. So, I'm going to have a go at doing that. So, I saw it on a Facebook group earlier on that the heavy airline one was open as well, but that's not open as you can see. Doesn't allow you to do that yet. But if you come over here, we've done all these ones, hook endorsement and that, but we've got the powered lift rating now that we can do. So I'm going to have a go at that and see how we get on. So we just need the commercial out. So it allows you to operate powered lift aircraft which take off and land vertically under engine power using a fixed wing for horizontal flight. So can we do this? Let's have a look, see if we can do it. Unexpected error. So it's not letting us take it, so let's come out of it again. Let's see if it allows us to do it. So specializations in rotorcraft. So we need to... I don't know if they've meant to do that by accident or... So take the exam, purchase it, unexpected error. Yes, I'm guessing they're not allowing us to do it at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. I've never actually had a go on flying these, but yeah, it's not letting us fly it, so I'm guessing it's just, yeah, not cool to do it. So don't need to do any of those. What we can do, however, is we can have a look to see if there's any of our aircraft that need some work. Let's have a look. Yes, Fletch. Turn it up. Sky Carrier, brilliant. It's not going to tell us which one that is. So there's a Sky Carrier. I could probably do a charters as well. So just a Sky Carrier. So if we go over to charters, there's one that's due, and it was the day, I believe, wherever that is. So we'll manage that, and we'll, because that one's due now, quickly check that up. Nice cheap aircraft to maintain. Now we'll go to our Scotch Cargo. This is the thing, again, this is a thing that frustrates me. What aircraft? So aircraft to check up. What aircraft? Like, there's no way to filter them, and there's no way here that it tells us which one, so I now have to go through every single one to have a look, which is incredibly frustrating. I know it's a Sky Carrier, so we're going to have to go through all the Sky Carriers. Which are quite possibly my favourite aircraft at the moment. There's one, 1.2 million, crikey. Let's try another one, see if that one is due as well. No. There's the Viking. No. This is the really frustrating thing for me at the moment. So, and again, they're so focused on bringing VR to the sim, they're forgetting these very basic things. Like, I can't see what aircraft are due, so I've got to go into every single one of them individually. There it is. Might as well go through my other companies now and see if we've got anything else that's needed. No. No. No, that's fine. Cargo I've just done. Medical. Scotch Airways. 1 aircraft, so let's go through these now and see what they are. Hope it's not an expensive one. Oh, the 737's due soon. We've got quite a few are due in a few hours. 310. God, that's in 3 hours' time. That's gonna be very expensive. So ideally, I need to fly a big aircraft somewhere so I can afford it. Is it this one? No. So what one didn't I look at? I didn't look at the A320, I don't think. Yeah, so it's going to be expensive. Oh, 18 grand, just the landing gear. That's not too bad at all. Skydives, fine. Lifty boys. It's just my Chinook, so all I've got is on there is a Chinook. Aviation, and the last one, Scotch Limited. None. Cool. Right, we can go and fly. So let's have a look. We are going to be getting heavy soon, so it's probably important I do get some of those sorted. Right, where we're going to fly to. Now, I saw an airport yesterday that I wanted to fly, that I flew at, that I'd like to actually have a go at landing in career mode if it's possible. Let's go back to that, and it was called Activities, Landing Challenges, and it wasn't Corsica, it was Landing Challenges, it was Wind, no it wasn't, it was Epic. Basilman, where is it? So it's Basilman. Let's see if we can open that, because I want to try and open all the dangerous airports on here. So career mode, we'll go to Basilman and see if we can get I'd love to try and get a sky carrier in there. Let's have a look. Let's go to missions and see what I can do to fly up there. So we're all the way over here. It was up here, wasn't it? Basilman. Was it up here? I can't remember where it was. Where was it? Let me have a look. Basilman airstrip, Papua New Guinea. This is quite. I don't understand how this isn't one of the world's most dangerous airports or categorised there. I've never heard of it before. So let's go up here. So it's in Papua New Guinea, and it is Basilman Airport in here somewhere. So here we go. So we're looking for Basilman. So I think what we'll do is we'll try and find. We need to start opening up some of these regions here actually. So let's go. We're going to get a sky carrier up here, and we'll do that. So we've got a sky carrier here. There's our first one going down. So let's go and fly that. And if we haven't got a sky carrier, we'll buy one. It's a light cargo though, that one. So let's have a look. Okay, I want to go to Papua New Guinea ideally, so let's have a look at what airport missions we've got here. at Terempa mission list. So we only got the one. So we can do that because at least that gets us there. We will have to go and we'll buy a Cessna instead of getting one. I think it's going to be a Cessna. What I'm going to do is quickly close my curtain because it's very sunny outside, which is nice. Don't usually like to hide away from the sun. 2.5 hour flights. We'll find something quite fast, hopefully. But of course, what we'll also do is skip to the descent as well and to the approach once it loads. There we go. Okay, let's have a look what we can do. We can select Skyhawk Viking Air, brand new. Used aircraft. Right. We'll go for the Cessna. We like the Cessnas, don't we? 91 grand, or should I just buy one for 550? Or buy one for 550 instead. Get premium insurance for that one. If it will load, which it's not. That's not what I wanted. That is definitely not what I wanted. We'll go for the Cessna here. We'll go for the... Do we go old school or do we go new school? I think we'll go for the G1000. We'll go for the advanced insurance. Perfect. So we'll fly this. We'll get this up in the air, and we're going to go and start opening Papua New Guinea, and we're going to get to that airport, which is called Silmin. So I don't understand why that's not labelled as one of the most dangerous airports, because you have to land on the side of a hill. So we'll get this one started, we'll get it up in the air, get it to the cruise, and then we'll skip land, and we'll keep making our way east across to Papua New Guinea. Okay, quickly do the flight plan, make sure that we're happy with this. Okay, we've taken off runway 18, head down to Papua New Guinea. Oh my god, this is another thing they've got to sort out. So I'm trying to control it with a mouse. Doesn't let me do it. You got to drag and drag and drag. Right, let's have a look here. Our approach. Come on. Do you know what? Let's runway 10, add approach. We'll do a straight in approach, VFR pattern, straight auto. Get that in. Do we have any arrival procedures? No, we don't. Okay, cool. Now we're going to travel at, we'll go at 5,000 feet above the sea. 050. There we go. Happy with that. So what we'll do, we'll get up in the air, we'll get it to the cruise, and we will then skip. So again, we'll set this up nicely, set it up properly. I'm trying to see if I've got my checklist here. Should I have a checklist for 172? No, 737, Vision Jet, and Gudea. But I know this one off the top of my head, so we're right on. We won't walk around the aircraft, there's no need, we'll just get it started and go. Weather's looking tasty as well. So get that off. Have a quick look. Make sure we're happy. There's no chocks. Where are the chocks? That's one set. Static cover. If we didn't take the static cover off and the pitot cover off, we wouldn't be able to get rate of climb, altitude, or speed. Happy with that. Right, we'll get straight into it. I'm a bit concerned about the weather, but it'll be fine. Okay, quick check of the aircraft itself before we put everything on. Ideal. Some cargo. Quite full here. Okay, so battery on. Leave the avionics master off for a minute. We'll get the nav lights on. We'll put the beacon on. I like how the fact the circuit breakers work on here. We'll check this, set this to center. Prime the mixture. Get the mixture in. We'll set the throttle to 1/4. There we are, perfect. Wait for that to align. We'll set the auxiliary fuel pump on for a moment. As you can hear. Okay, perfect. Have a quick look. Happy. This is where VR is going to come in. But I don't really want to buy it yet. I don't want to waste the money, considering it's not supported. Because I think they'll probably do what they did before. They'll probably just leave it like they do the rest of this. Okay, props clear. Engine started.
Captain, are you ready? Great. It's Lavinia, your dispatcher.
Okay, we have 28 volts.
Just a quick reminder.
We'll turn on the avionics
job.
bus now.
You have bulk behind you.
There we are.
Standard shipment for one of our clients based in Bangkok. Expected in no time at Surigam.
We'll turn off
The
the fuel
sensitive
pump.
cargo containers have
The
a
heat
good
will
tolerance
turn on.
to preserve
Tax
the
lights will
cargo,
turn
but it's
on.
crucial you keep a smooth yet quick
Transponder.
flight. If you also ensure
Code.
timely arrival, you maintain our high standards of service excellence and everyone's satisfied.
7,000.
You have all the pertinent information in your flight packet as a reminder. Clear skies ahead.
Okay, this is looking good. We'll trim out flaps. Ideal. Okay, we'll set this one up as well. Again, we'll set our altitude, and that's straight away. And right, what do I need to do first? Actually, heading. We are taking off from runway 18, so let's set heading on 180. We'll have a look in a second, see what happens in the event of an engine failure before we take off. And we're going to climb straight out to 5,000 feet. Quickly get the QNH here. It's saying 1013, which is standard. Let's have a quick look. However, 1009, so we'll set that up as well. 7 knots from 60, we'll remember that as well. So, Barrow is 1009. And what did we say the wind was? So the wind's 7 knots from 60 degrees. So it is a crosswind. Nothing that should affect us too much though. Perfect. We've got our speeds there as well. Rotate at 55 knots. Best rate of climb, 62 knots. Okay, perfect. So we are looking good there. Perfect. We'll taxi. We'll do a power check as well in a second. We'll quickly get into wind and do that.
Golf Yankee ready to taxi. Departure to the east.
Cessna Papa Kilo Foxtrot Golf Yankee. Taxi to and hold short of runway. 18 using taxiway. Contact tower on 128.0 when ready.
Okay, we'll do that. Let's go through
Taxiing.
this. Make sure we're happy.
Runway 18 via taxiway. Cessna Foxtrot Golf Yankee.
Done all that. We've done all that. We've done all that. Done all that. Okay. Okay, just going through all this, make sure we're happy. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's do the engine check first. So parking brakes are off. We'll quickly turn it into wind. At 060. That'll do. Parking brake on. We've got our throttle up to 1800. We'll just wait for that to align as well. So throttle's now up at 1800. We'll do a magneto check. Should see no more than 150 drop, and then 50 on each one. There we go, perfect. Go back to both, and we can bring that power back off now. So that's done, happy with that. Ideal. And then we'll go for this as well. The sound set from Echo 19 for the 170 sound set. Yeah, so this is PlayStation 5, so I won't be able to get anything like that, which is a shame. I'm going to get. I've decided as well not to bother with investing much more in this. So I'm just going to get a PC again. Problem is, I used to play what's it called, Flight Sim X. I used to have that on a PC, and then I got rid of my PC and got a Mac. So I've got no ability to play it on a decent thing except for a PlayStation 5 at the moment, and I'm far from impressed with it at the moment, I'm afraid. I'll say that's not true. I enjoy it, but I just they haven't added enough value for PS5 users, really. But I'm quite realistic in the fact that I know that it's a PS5, so we're not going to get as much. I do hope they continue to add to it.
Tower,
Quick, have a phone call to
Papa
take.
Kilo, Foxtrot Golf Yankee. Ready for east departure at runway 18.
Cessna Papa Kilo Foxtrot Golf Yankee. QNH 1013 departure to the east approved. Cleared for takeoff, runway 18. Cessna Foxtrot Golf Yankee. Acknowledge last transmission.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 18. Cessna Foxtrot Golf Yankee.
Sorry about that, I had to take a phone call. Right, okay, so clear for takeoff runway 18, so we'll get up there. And I'm just looking at this as well. We've got a bit of a feel, or we'll be up way above that by then, but yeah. So mission at the moment on these is career mode, and my intention is to open up all the zones. Now this is showing -100, but we set the QNH as per here, which is 1009, so I'm guessing that's not correct. So what I'll quickly do is see if there's an ATIS here, but it's going to say 1009. If they told me QNH 1013, okay, so again, another flaw with this. So we'll go 29992. 29992. I'll quickly read that comment in just a second. I think sometimes I do expect too much from a PlayStation. Now, a lot of this obviously also depends on streaming as well. And I've got decent internet. I've got the best internet I can get from where I live. But I just feel like maybe it would have been a bit better if they just done what I'd rather have done is had a big file to download. But like yesterday, when I downloaded the beta they've just brought out on PS5, it was only 6 gig, which is crazy for what you've got on here. Right, so we said now the issue I've got here as well. So I've just found out that if we just line up, so we know that this is wrong now. And what they don't do on here is claim me to take off with the wind. So now I don't know what wind I've got. Because I'm on the ground and not flying, I've got no wind data here. So I'm literally going to have to take off. And as I take off, I'm going to have to adjust from when I get thrown around. And the Cessna will throw me around. So I don't know. I mean, is there a windsock that I can look at? I can't see unless if there's one when I take off. Let's have a look. So, yeah, we'll see. Right, let's get some power up. And we're going to head left. There's a power. Stick forward. 55 knots rotation speed. There you go. So it's pulling me left already. So what I'll do is I will have a look at your comment in just a second. Airspeed's alive. I can't see it. There is a windsock there, but it's looking like it's drooping. Okay, nearly at rotate. There we are. Alright, rotate. Yes, there's no wind. Perfect. Let's get up. A little bit of a wing drop there, but that's fine. Okay, we said 72 is our best rate of climb speed, so we'll lower that nose a little bit. We'll start trimming. There we go. We'll trim for 72 knots. As we come up and over, what we'll do, we'll start turning left as soon as we get over these trees.
Cessna Foxtrot Golf Yankee. Continue for east departure.
Okay. A little bit slow, but I want to climb a little bit higher first before we make that left-hand turn.
Foxtrot Golf Yankee. Continue for east departure.
Okay, I'm going to turn between these two hills. As you can see, come up here on the left, we'll get out of that. I want to make sure that I'm clear of that first. Okay, we'll trim for 72. Master caution then, come up and went. Okay, perfect. Okay, take a turn here. There we are, and we'll get in here. Okay, let's reduce that climb rate now. We'll get some speed, get those flaps up. And I'm going to just reduce that power ever so slightly. There we are. Perfect. Okay, flaps coming up. There we go. Get some speed again. And then we'll continue this with a small climb. Perfect. And what we didn't do is turn on our landing lights because we're silly Billy. We didn't turn on our strobe, but it's too focused on gobbing off. And I'll tell you what I didn't do as well. I didn't even do my before takeoff checklists, so I'm doing them now, which is quite poor of me really. There we go. And we'll get up to 5,000 feet and then we'll skip to the landing. So I'm trying to open an airport at the moment in career mode called the Silmin. So it's in Papua New Guinea and it is it's an airstrip on a hill. So we're going to try and open that up. But I don't fly to anywhere on here unless it's a new area. So I want to try and open loads of new airports. Or I try not to anyway, unless it's like Innsbruck or something. Right, okay, so I'm going to put it on early. It's only because I noticed there's someone talking in the chat. So put the autopilot on nice and early here now. Usually I like to get up to the cruise myself. But we'll go VNav, nav, autopilot on. There we are, it's going to get us aligned nicely. Check the climb.
Cessna Foxtrot Golf Yankee. Leaving my
And look at that. So
frequency change approved.
no, it's going to rectify it. This is the thing as well, it overcompensates for everything. But that looks fine. Okay, let me continue checking everything. Everything else looks good. Cool, okay, right, let me check the comments section. Okay, yeah, true, I've got a Series X. I'm planning to get a PC later on. The PC's on the way. Yeah, so, and that's the thing. So I had a PC, and then with work and everything, and at that time I was doing a lot of stuff for work with photos and that, and I found that the feedback I was getting at using programs like Lightroom, Photoshop and that was better for a Mac. So I went that way, got rid of my PC, and at that point I was learning to fly in real world. I had all the setup. I had an overhead console for like a Boeing 737. I had yokes and everything like that, and I got rid of it all. Kids came along as well, so I had to make a choice really for space. I've always had a PS5 since they came out, and I was absolutely over the moon when this came out for it, because I work in aviation. I'm planning on going into the commercial route in 4 years when I finish my current contract in my current role. So I was like, you know what, actually, I used to do everything all by the book on here, all the checklists. The flying was always like VOR navigation and VFR stuff. IFR stuff and that, and I really got into it when I was on the PC. So having this now on PlayStation, so I can just sit in my living room, I don't need any additional space, and play it, is perfect for me. However, once again, it's very easy to get sucked into the realism of it. And now I'm just like, right, I want a PC. So a friend of mine has just won a 10 grand one on a raffle. He's the guy that actually is in my on my channel on here and Twitch, I think, that I promote. And he's got a 2.5 grand. Well, he's selling it to me for 2.5 grand, but he had a 5 grand PC that he built. So I'm going to get that. Obviously, I've got to go and buy all the stuff with it. But we're about to move house as well, so I'm just waiting for to get the space in the room before I go and commit to a PC. The one thing I'm really battling inside my head with at the moment is, other than Beat Saber for PlayStation VR, I've never had any interest whatsoever in VR. Now they've just updated the PS5 version to incorporate VR. I've only got a standard PlayStation, so when I bought this, the PS Pro wasn't a thing. So I've not bought the PS Pro, and again, for what I use it, which is primarily, I play FIFA, I play Battlefield, Call of Duty, a few random games from the marketplace, and this. I mean, the PS5, I don't think the PS Pro, which is what, £800, is going to give me much better than what I've got here. Could be wrong, could be well off the mark. But now I'm trying to debate whether I go and buy the VR headset just for this. The gripe I've got at the moment, and I'm probably the same as Xbox users, for Microsoft 2024, and again, I've said this on every single stream that I've done so far, is they're ignoring the basics. So I think that Asobo, working title, Microsoft, or whoever it is that are the developers of this, I still don't even know Asobo, haven't updated their social media in ages. I think that what they should have done is not focused on VR first. They should have focused on releasing this game back in November, which they did in time for Christmas, coincidentally. They've not updated it since. They've done a couple of little bug fixes here and there. But like, for example, I was flying a helicopter last night, and it's in control. Like, I was pressing forward to go forward, it wouldn't go forward. And then I started putting trim on it, and it wouldn't trim. I think that's where they need to focus on before they start introducing VR and that. Because I think what they'll do is they'll release the VR, and then everyone will be like, yes, VR's great. And then they'll actually realise again that there's issues with it, and we're not getting the updates. So I'm really cautious. So I'm going to wait. When the update's out, I think it's next week it's supposed to be out, I'm going to wait and give it a few months before I go and commit to buying a VR, because I won't buy it for any other purpose. I don't want to waste, basically I don't want to waste 500 or 400 quid on it. So it's just, for me, it's just a case of finding out what's better for this. I mean, I am really enjoying this. I do find that the principles of flying remain the same, and it's easy to fly these things. I've got a few favourites, which are the Sky Courier, what else is my favourite? Sky Courier. This aircraft is one of my favourites. The 152 is one of my favourites. The Vision Jet I like. The 737 and the other one, I find they're resource heavy, and I find them really hard to fly on a controller. When I say really hard to fly, I want the immersive experience of a flight stick or a yoke. But again, because the only thing that's available at the moment is the HOTAS, I'm just waiting for them to bring a few more in. But then again, how much do you spend on a PlayStation peripheral and a PlayStation controller when I plan on going back to PC very shortly? So it's quite difficult. But in all, I'm really enjoying it. I am really enjoying it, and I think it's the same for Xbox users. I think we are experiencing the same faults and the same issues between us. I do wish that they'd revisit a few little things before introducing VR. Right, with that in mind, let's have a quick look, because we are going to skip to the descent in a second, because this is a 2-hour flight. I don't want to sit here in a cruise for 2 hours, so we'll skip straight to descent very shortly, and let's have a look at what we're doing. So we've got a long final approach, and again, there's no point me even checking the weather here because we've already seen it's not right. Let's get some info on this. 172 foot, it's a small runway, small airport. Weather's currently exactly the same weather as before, brilliant. runway we're going to be landing on is runway 10. So it's quite short, 1309, but it is asphalt. That's a good thing. And it's got no tower. Cool, ideal. So what we'll do is there's no point me even trying to set up for a descent here because it would just mess it up. Right, let's have a look, see what I can do. Okay, let's, I'm not even going to manage the mixture on this. We'll just skip. We'll do the landing. But the other thing I do want to do, like with VR, is just so I can, instead of like having to scan my my eye point on here down, when actually if I'm wearing a VR headset I can just look down. For example, for the parking brake, I'm now going to have to scroll down, look, scroll up, whereas actually in a VR headset you can literally just nod your head down to have a look. It makes things so much more fluid and easy. So that's the other thing that I'm battling with at the moment. Do I try and make it a bit more fluid for myself? Right, wait for this to load up. There we go. So we're straight in on the final. I can't see it at the moment, so we'll start slowing down, and we'll, if need be, we'll circle the airport just to get a look of it. Okay, we can do our checks from now. So brakes off, undercarriage not required. Well, it is required, but it's not up. Mixture full, prop fine. Flaps, we'll start bringing the flaps in as we slow down. Instruments look good. Cockpit, harnesses, hatches. Cool, ideal. So we are gonna, I can't see the runway at the moment, so we are gonna overfly the airport and have a look first. I think that's it down here, but I do want to have a look at it first. So we'll maintain this altitude. I'm just gonna slightly move to the right so I can get a look out my left window. But because I've not landed before and it is a short runway, it's really important that actually we have a look at it first. So that is it there. So you can see I've not got a lot of room for error here, and I'm going to be coming over the trees. Looking at this, the trees are quite high up to it. So that makes it a very, very interesting airport to land at. So what we'll do, I think the safest direction to turn here is a right-hand downwind for this runway, which is runway, what do we say it was? I think it was 10, wasn't it? We said it's runway 10. It is runway 10. Cool. Yeah, so that's all I've got, which is fine. Okay, we'll take a turn to the right here, looking left, looking right, and head around. And we'll take a nice long approach as we come around. I'm just going to climb above these hills, a bit more power in. As we come around. So I've got a good lay of the land now, so what I've got to be careful of, I've got to be careful of those trees, because those trees could bite me, and with that there could be a little bit of turbulence as we get up to it. I think the wind's calm though, I've not been knocked around in this turn, so we should be okay, but we are going to come in quite high as we come through. So I'm almost on right downwind now. So I need to face heading 280. And we'll turn it off now. Okay, we'll stop that climb. There we go, we're now right hand downwind runway 10. Perfect. Okay, going to start slowing down now and get my first knots of flaps on. Yeah, I've only got a 1 knot crosswind, so we're absolutely fine here. So we approach at around 55 knots. Okay, slowing down now, whilst maintaining this, we'll go down to 1200 feet. The runway is 1 for 179 feet. Okay, slowing this aircraft down as we descend now. Looking to the right. Okay, we've got nose down attitude, so put the flaps on because that will increase that, so I need to trim for that for a minute. There we go, there's the nose coming up. So now we'll trim. There we are. Okay, slowing down a little bit further now, we'll get to 60 knots. Perfect. Okay, with that, I'm going to trim for that. There we are. We'll arrest that rate of descent and we'll turn right now. So a quick look left. This is where VR would come in handy. Quick look right. Turn. So heading now towards runway 10. With a heading of 100 degrees. Keep this descent coming a little bit. We're at 59 knots. Need to increase that. That's because we've dropped a wing. Keep this altitude for a minute. Keep it 60 knots. I want my approach speed here to be 60 knots till we're over and away from those trees. Okay, right base for runway 10. I'm going to contact the tower now to let them know that we are shortly on final, although it's not letting me, typical. See if we can do it here.
Whiskey Alpha, Charlie, Charlie traffic. Cessna Papa Kilo Foxtrot Golf Yankee.
Keeping that speed, increase the speed just a little bit whilst we turn. And now I'm going to turn for runway 10, looking to the right as we come around. And now monitoring this altitude. Bear in mind the trees are going to make it a little bit harder for me. That will do. Okay, so as you can see, the airport is in that gap. It's a little bit obscured at the moment by the trees, but we've got it. Okay, we are quite fast, so let's slow that down now. And we'll sort out that descent. There we go, so trim nicely now. A little bit low, I'd say, because I still can't see the runway very well. But that's because of the trees. I'm going to slow down now. Second notch of flaps coming in. Got the runway. Okay, we're slowing down. Okay, I'm going to keep this altitude for a minute while speeding up. There's the runway. Third notch of flaps gone in now. There's that nose. Going to trim for that. Okay, watching these trees, keeping that speed now. Don't want to go much slower than this. So I'm going to have to drop it as soon as we get over these trees. It's going to be like a St. Bart's approach. Over that tree and then we throw the nose down. So we can come a little bit lower as we come in.
500.
Being careful of these trees. We're still 400 above the runway. Okay, I'm dropping power a little bit now because I am going to come in fast now. There we go, coming in quite fast. Over these trees, power's off. Power's fully off. Over these trees. We are quite fast here, so I'm going to aim for this point here. Up straight away. There we go, that's nice. A little bit of a wobble. That was a pretty good airport to land at. I did worry a little bit about whether we land or not. That's actually a really good airport. God, how'd you take off from here? I'm very happy with that airport. I'm gonna have to note this one down in my notepad, because so every time I land at an airport that actually was pretty challenging and pretty good, I note down. So we'll turn off here. Oh, we've got a car running across the... oh, we thought better of it. It was actually quite a bit of fun, that. So what I do want to try and do, I'm going to do a free flight in a minute. I'm going to try the flaps up on landing technique. See if it makes things a bit easier. I don't know how they're getting that plane off.
Alpha, Charlie traffic. Cessna Papa Kilo Foxtrot Golf Yankee is taxiing to parking. Whiskey Alpha, Charlie.
I've got a phone call. Right, that was phone call taken. Look at that, it's not too bad. So considering that was a bit of a hairy landing, that weren't too bad at all. Right, I need to write that down about that airport that we've just gone to. So, notes. WACC, I think that was. WACC. So we're there now. That was cool. So what I might do is I might do that again and have a look. Are we at WACC there? WACC Sarukan. Cool. So let's see what we've got down here then. So can we do a... what flight have we got here? There you go, that's heading... Oh, it's not where we want to go. Well, it is. We are kind of heading that way, but ideally we'd head somewhere up here. Let's have a look. What have we got in this area? I want a small flight if possible. That looks okay. Standard cargo. That looks better. But that is a... We don't want that one. We want cargo, really. Okay. I mean, it is a helicopter flight. We could do the helicopter, I suppose. Depending on what helicopter it is. What's it going to be? We can do this one. We can do a little helicopter flight across Papua New Guinea. Not Papua New Guinea. Across here. Opens up another area. Let's go and buy an aircraft then, shall we? We've got a Eurocopter there, or... we can buy one. So it's going to have to be a Eurocopter or a bow. Should we do the Eurocopter? So 1.1 million or 1.8 million. Let's just go and buy a brand new Eurocopter, shall we? We'll manage this aircraft as well. Fuel's looking fine, a little bit heavy, so we'll take some of that out. Sell that. Cool, ideal. So we'll go and do this flight. Nice Eurocopter flight, we like the Eurocopter. And again, we're opening up more regions across here now. So we'll get this loaded up, get it started, and then we'll head over to the northeast. Put mass off, tip stocks off. So they're supposed to have ropes coming down onto the fuselage, those tip stocks. Ideal. And we'll get rid of this straight away if we can. No, it's not going to let us. Is there a way to get it off here? I don't want it on the aircraft. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so quick check up here. We'll turn on the battery in just a second. Just having a quick look. Perfect. Okay, let's get the battery on. And we'll get the generators on as well when they come online. And what we'll do is we'll just turn on the other console lights as well, because it is a little bit dim where we've got the overhead coming down. So that's the ventilation, rotor blade heaters, instrument lights and standard panels. We'll get those up here as well. There we go, that's a bit better. Perfect. Switch check before we start the engines. Everything's looking good up here. Fire warning is off, so we'll do the test. It's not working. Warning lights, CDS. We'll turn the inverters on straight away. Avionics master to on. Standby horizon to test and to on. Winch and cable. Don't need that. Copilot static heater. We'll turn the PO on, because otherwise it'll give us a... Don't need that. Prime pumps. We won't have the transfer pumps on. Searchlight on. Instruments day mode. Packs and cargo lights will turn on. We'll turn on the strobes. We'll turn on the position, and we'll turn on the anti-coal. We'll leave it that. So that's good. I'll come back down here before we start the aircraft. Rotor RPM, master caution.
I need to call.
Okay, we'll set the transponder to 7000. We'll set it on alt straight away. And controls looking good. Right, we'll get our passenger on board.
Ground service, this is flight SAQ-75 parking 1. Clear to start passenger boarding. Roger that, Captain. We're proceeding. Fly safe.
She comes. Perfect, just continue to have a look over here. We'll get our landing lights on. Perfect. That's good, that's fine as well. And we'll get the nav sorted as well. Right, perfect. We are good to start the engines. See if we can contact Tower to let them know. Nope, we can't, so we'll just do it. So, engine 1 on. Okay, we're watching here, watching the torque, watching M1 increase. Torque will increase, and then we're watching the oil pressure and temperatures as well. Make sure the rear brake is off. Rear brake is off. Blades are starting to spin. That's good. Probably 75%. Okay, this is what we care about here, rotor RPM. At the moment we're in the red for the torque, which isn't good. There we are. Rotor RPM's increasing. Watch that come down. Perfect. Right, we'll set that to flight drive. We'll keep these idle for a minute. So whilst that loads up, we're going to start number 2 engine. And I'm going to check to see how realistic this is in a minute, see if the freewheels work. And again, what I care about here is the rotor RPM as well. So I'm watching that as that increases. And we've got our turbine in at temperature here as well.
Today's guest, Madam Latif, is commuting to catch an important flight at Cebu. With the chopper, it should be a piece of cake, and the client will just have to enjoy the view.
There we are, the torques. So we need the torques to match shortly. Number 1 torque is still really high, which is completely unrealistic because that would have blown the engine up by now probably. So 82%, that's like hovering torque power there. Put that into full. So you can see that torque's just shot up. So I expect now to see both those torques now drop. NR's now at 100%. And what we need now is we need all these dials to align. So there we go. They're aligning with each other now. That's called torque matching. So that's what our ECUs will be doing. They'll be torque matching. We can turn off our fuel prime pumps now. So our FADEX should be matching these. As you can see, they're not quite torque matched here. They're coming aligned now. Perfect. Now what should happen here is once we let them settle, we need to make sure that in the event of a engine failure, the engines, so basically you've got 2 engines, we've got to make sure that one side of that will continue to drive harder and faster whilst the other one's winding down, essentially. So what we don't want to do is we don't want the main rotor gearbox to drive the engines, so they have these things called freewheels. So what I should be able to do now is I should be able to slow one engine down and it should take the load. So to demonstrate that, we're going to put number 1 engine into idle, and it should drop off. There we go. So engine 2 is leading 1, engine 2 is leading 1, engine 2 is leading 1. No drop off in NR. That's exactly what we should see. So I'll let the FADEX sort that out now as that comes back up. It should hopefully align. We'll give it a second. If I pull a little bit of power. So okay, so that's a little bit unrealistic, but we can sort that in a second. It just needs to come up here. And we'll keep those fuel pumps. We don't need the transfer pumps on. Is that what it's telling us to turn off? There we go. Okay, yeah, so it's a little bit unrealistic there. So what I can do to bring that down is I'm going to bring number 2 engine into idle. And you'll see now that number 1 will lead number 2. Again, because of that split, that's really unrealistic. What we're seeing now is number 1 engine is leading number 2. So if we lost number 1 engine, what would happen is number 2 would drive. So if we lost number 2 engine, number 1 would drive. You can see number 1's load is taken on more, and that's the reason. So we'll match them back up again now. So 2 leads 1, sorry, 1 leads 2, 1 leads 2, 1 leads 2. So that shows me that 3 actuators are working. And as you can see here, they're now starting to talk much again as the ECU takes its does its job. Okay, before we take off, let's have a quick check of everything. Make sure all our lights, ECUs, and everything's on, which they obviously are. That's good. That's fine. That's fine. Happy. Okay, we're ready to taxi. So I need to get rid of that torque split at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring number 1 engine back again and then match it. So open that guard, bring number 1 engine back to idle. There we go. Put it up to flight, and that should match now. There we go. They're coming in. So I'm requesting permission to taxi. It's not working at the moment. Which is odd. Let's have a look, see if our radios are turned on. Avionics masters on. Let me check that and make sure. Avionics masters are on. So let me go and check my radios. There we go. So our radios are off. So we'll turn COM 1 on, COM 2 on, nav 1 on, nav 2 on. Not going to use the others. So now we should be able to do it. Don't know why it's not letting us. Volume's up. Com transmit is on. Why isn't this letting us do it? Come on. There we go. Let's turn these on. Hopefully this will work as well. So letting us do it now. Now it should let us do it. No? Okay, so what's going on here? Let's set our radios up properly then. Departure airport, none. That's not cool. This is our departure airport. War info. Frequencies. Let's set the ground then, shall we? Now let's try it. Ground is 12190, but these aren't working. What is going on here? I don't know what that was about. Okay, 12190, let's try it. One, two, one. Nine zero. Swap. Why is that not working for us? What is going on here? Because let's reset the avionics and check circuit breakers for radios. Okay, gonna reset the avionics here. I'll reset the inverters. Should be no reason why those radios aren't working. 12190. Let's do it this way. See if we can do it this way instead. There we go. Don't know why it's not working. It
Approaching
weren't working.
ground, Eurocopter EC 135 9er Mike
Okay, let's do a
Oscar
checklist.
Alpha Bravo with India.
Full
Request
taxi
taxi to be
checklist.
active. Close traffic.
Eurocopter EC 135 9er Mike Oscar Alpha Bravo.
Done that.
Taxi
Done
to
that.
helipad
Done
number
that.
1 using
Done that.
taxiway.
Done that.
Contact tower on
Done that.
118.1
Fine.
when ready.
Fine. Cool. Okay, before takeoff checklist. NR and N2, we've checked that. Caution messages off, warning lights off. Perfect. Takeoff.
Taxi to helipad number 1.
We'll do all this now because we are about to hover taxi. Hovering, perform, NR and N2 check. Caution messages, warning lights. 8 knots airspeed. Perfect. Okay, so we'll do that in just a second. So I'm expecting at the moment that these torques, which are currently split, I expected them to match shortly. If they aren't matched in the real world, you would not depart.
Tower, Eurocopter EC 135 9er Mike Oscar Alpha Bravo ready at helipad 1. Close traffic.
Eurocopter EC
There we go.
135
Takeoff approved.
9er Mike Oscar Alpha Bravo.
Wind would be nice here. Have we got wind? Got wind stop.
Approved. Cleared for takeoff helipad 1.
No wind stop. Okay, so we have to assume.
Cleared for takeoff
Okay, perfect.
helipad 1. Eurocopter EC 135 Oscar Alpha Bravo.
Okay. Form the passengers.
Ladies and gents, this is your captain. Thank you for choosing to travel with us. I invite you to sit back, relax, and
2
enjoy
passengers
your trip
today.
to Cebu.
And here we go. So look left, look right, look above. Perfect. Pattern's clear. So we're going to get into the hover. We're going to check our things are stable first. Our NF, our NR, our NG. So there's still that torque split. We're going to get into the hover nice and settle it nicely. Okay, moving to the left a little bit, so we'll correct for that. There we go. Perfect. So this is fine. Loads of little tiny movements here on the controller. Perfect. Okay, we're going to check our yaw before we depart. So we're going to yaw to the right. Yaw to the left whilst avoiding that. Aircraft. We've still got a torque split. I'm not really happy about that, but because it's a sim, it's not going to affect us too much. Okay, perfect. Right, what I'm going to do here is we're going to head the way we want to fly, and we're going to start to climb very slowly. There we go. Power's 32%. Head the way we want to go. So ideally we'd usually take off on the runway here, runway heading, but because they've told us to take off from here, we can't intercept the runway, so we're going to have to do a vertical climb into a nose down and a bit of forward speed. So there we are. So we've still got a torque split. Okay, here we go. I'm happy with that. So nose down now. Let's get some forward speed. 8 knots ideally for the climb. This is me trimming now, so you'll see that it jumps up a little bit. It's because I'm trying to trim the aircraft.
I have a bunch of calls to make during the
There
flight,
we go.
so I
It's
might
very
not
hard
be
to
very
trim
talkative.
a helicopter without any force
Hope you won't
feedback.
mind, Captain.
Okay, so after takeoff checklist, we're checking the engine parameters. Positive rate. We've got a little split, but again, we can't get rid of that. We could trim the engines down. This hasn't got autopilot, and because I'm not in VR, it's going to be very difficult for me to do that myself. But to do that, we could actually trim the engines. So basically, the fade X aren't matching there. And again, in real world, you would not take off with a
It's
split
me.
like that.
We just took off. I should be there in something like 51 minutes. It's
So you can
just
see
a
how
short
sensitive
ride
the
by
trim is
chopper,
here as
so
well.
wait for me,
I'm trying to
okay?
trim it, and you can see it as
Great.
I'm trimming it.
See you there.
It's really hard to get right. But it's really important that we trim the helicopter. For forward flight. There we go. So we'll fly this for a little bit, and then we'll skip to descent. But bear in mind that with a skip to descent, what we're going to do is we're going to enter, before we get into it, we're going to slow our sim rate right down, because this has a terrible tendency on flight sim to throw you into a dive or a climb or something. We're going to fly VFR along this river for a minute. Once we're nice and settled, we'll skip. At the moment, quite enjoying this. Nice little helicopter flying. It's a shame that I haven't got autopilot here, or AFCS, at least a bar out hold mode, because then I could try and bring that torque of the engine down, because at the moment, if I zoom in here,
dear, just a quick chat to tell
engine
you
number 2 is
okay.
leading a little bit too much.
Of course I will. I'll be back to Kuching within a week. Take care. Bye.
So we'll fly along this river for a minute. So looking fine here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play with the power a minute. I'm going to try and do a couple of descents, a couple of climbs, try and get those engines matched. So I'm going to put it into a climb first. There we go. So it's ultimately going to want to kill me by moving the stick. Just going to try and match them. So if you can see here, number 2 now, the torque is taking me above 80%, which isn't right. So if I pull the power down, I'm going to descend at the same time until I pull up my nose. If I pull up my nose, that's going to arrest that descent. There you go, the torque's coming back down. Now what I'd need to do is, like I said before, I need to trim for that. I need to get those engines matched. So I'm going to try and go down a little bit further. There it is. Try and get it matched. Don't think it's going to work.
Hi, madam.
No, it's
Kimberly
not going to
on the
work.
phone.
So, right, what we'll do now
Yes, I'm
is
available now
it's going to be
for a
quite
short
boring.
debrief.
Otherwise, if I
Hey,
fly this all the way to
hello?
our
Can
destination
you?
airport, I'm just going to trim
Oh,
it
great.
for straight and
Lost
level
the
flight,
signal.
which is there. I'm going to slow the sim down so it doesn't mess us up in a minute, and I'm going to skip to descent. Okay, as you can see here, thankfully it didn't mess us over, although it is now pushing us into a nose up attitude. So increase that sim rate so we can capture that. There we go, it's doing it now. So it's not ideal this. So we'll contact the tower, we'll pause that, we'll make sure we're in
Tower, Eurocopter EC.
normal mode
135-9er Mike
of
Oscar
+1.
Alpha Bravo 700.
And again, this
to
is the
land.
thing that you shouldn't have to do, but you do have to do it. So if I unpause,
Eurocopter EC 135-9er Mike Oscar Alpha Bravo, Kuching Tower. QNH
there we go, we're in
101 tree.
normal
Fly
now.
right downwind helipad 1.
Okay, let's try and settle this.
Make right traffic
There we go.
helipad 1. Eurocopter EC 135 Oscar Alpha Bravo.
Cool. So we're going to turn left. It started us a little bit too close. Do a right hand downwind for helipad 1. So we'll turn left, stay out of the way of that runway. I'm just going to quickly turn my lights on. Again, if I let that go now, it's going to fall out of the sky. Again, what I don't like about this sim is all the settings that we had earlier on have now gone. There we go.
Ladies and gents, we've just been granted permission to land. Please ensure your seatbelts are securely fastened as we prepare for our arrival.
Okay,
Thank
2
you.
kilometers away, so we can do a turn. There we come. Start slowing down now, start trimming nice and slowly. As we trim, we descend. So how we do it is power down first, then trim, power down, trim. We'll keep doing that all the way down. You see that fine little movement, it's just me because we're on a PlayStation controller. Again, I'm going to rest that descent here for a second. I'm going to come in over the apron. Checking that power, checking that altitude to come down. as we come in. Ideally we wouldn't fly over the terminal building, so I'm going to fly around the terminal building. As we come in, I'm going to start slowing that down. That's a break in my controller. Okay, that's it. We can taxi along here. Trim for this. Haven't got our landing lights on, which doesn't help us very much. Right, boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Along this taxiway, the sun is blaring straight down into my living room. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly turn on my landing light because it isn't very clear there. Active, where is it? Can't see it. Taxi light can go on, and so can landing light. Whatever that is, I can't see it. Taxi light be bright enough. Landing light is extended. Okay, let's try that. There we go, that's better. Oh, again, this is the problem with I'm trying to click once, one click, and it just sends you haywire, and I'm trying to trim for that. There we go. So get into that hover here. As we come around, there we go. Nicely into that hover. Then we'll come down, bring it down nice and slowly. Hovering now. Bring that down. Nice and controlled. We're into ground effect now. So we're currently going through ground effect. So as we get a little bit closer, it's a little bit harder to punch through. There we are. We're on the floor.
Eurocopter EC 135 Oscar Alpha Bravo. Contact ground on 121.9er.
121.9er for Eurocopter EC 135 Oscar Alpha Bravo.
Engine's coming off.
Suburban
Otherwise,
ground, Eurocopter EC.
let's have a look, see if it wants us to move again first before we do that.
Alpha Bravo. Taxi to parking.
Eurocopter EC 135-9er Mike Oscar
It's going to ask me to
Alpha
move,
Bravo.
isn't it?
Taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway.
Why isn't it letting me acknowledge that? It's not letting me acknowledge it, brilliant.
Cebu ground, Eurocopter EC 135 Oscar Alpha Bravo. Say again, please.
Eurocopter EC 135-9er Mike Oscar Alpha Bravo. Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway.
It's not letting me acknowledge it. So we'll skip to shutdown. We should never have to do that.
We're here already. I even wrapped up my work.
Eurocopter
Well done, Captain.
135 Oscar Alpha Bravo. Did you copy?
Now it's letting me again. So what we won't do, we won't fix all the bugs. We'll just bring out VR instead.
Taxiway, Eurocopter EC
Right.
135
Like,
Oscar Alpha Bravo.
I don't know. And we'll turn off all our instrument lights. Like, come on. Wait for those engines, sorry, the rotors to run down. That was decent. Passenger satisfaction 55%. I don't know what she's got to be happy about. Cool. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and have some lunch. So thank you to those watching the video. Goodbye.